So we are done at Walmart. It took us way longer. Oh my goodness, when your kids just, you know, but anyway.
Your mom is, you know.
That's why you can't see it. So, okay, so this is what I wanted to tell you guys about Subway. Last Saturday, while watching the Alabama game, I decided to go to Subway and get family sub sandwiches. I didn't feel like cooking. I was like, we can do sub sandwiches and keep it moving. Which way cooking? What you think? You don't know? Like, you drive, right? My son left for his date, my 19-year-old. I was out shopping. But, so, okay, I go to Subway. Me and my daughter, Ariel, we go to Subway. Walks in, two young guys in there. They're like 17, I guess. Teenage guys. And, I go inside, and I'm pretty much with teenagers. I get along with teenagers a lot. I have a lot of teenagers in my family. I have a fun side about me, and I give the teenagers a fair chance. Like, I don't try to be their friend, but I come off fair. Like, I give you enough room to, if you do mess up, it's on you, you know. And anyway, I walks in, and they're in there just, hey, how you doing? You know, whatever. I was like, hi, how y'all doing? And they were talking, and so I was like, when I got in there, I stopped at the window, and I was like, you know, pointing at the sandwich. It had a $6 foot long, So I stopped at the window because I knew what I was getting. So I was like, okay, we're gonna get one of these. Walks in, I tell the guy, he was two. I tell the guy, he was like, oh, what would you like? I said, I want a regular 6 foot. I mean, yeah. No, not a 6 foot, a foot long. I want a regular foot long, the $6 foot long. But I want it made 2 different ways. So when you cut it, I'm gonna tell you how I want it made on there. Okay, fine. So he was like, on what bread? I said, regular. Oh, we don't have regular bread. I said, well, what can I get? He was like, we have regular foot long, the $6 foot long. But I want it made 2 different ways. So when you cut it, I'm gonna tell you how I want it made on there. Okay, fine. So he was like, on what bread? I said, regular. Oh, we don't have regular bread. I said, well, what can I get? He was like, we have flat bread, wheat bread, honey oat bread, all types of bread. And I was like, oh, I eat wheat bread. You know, I was like, well, I eat wheat bread. But, you know, my husband, I was like, I don't know what he's gonna want. So I was like, let me call and see what side his sandwich he wants, since we can't get regular bread. So I was like, no, I tell you what, just do flat bread. He was like, okay. I said, well, wait, before you do anything, let me make sure that you understand that I wanted the foot long $6. The foot long $6 sandwich. I said, and now it's the inconvenience that you don't have the white bread, so you gave me the options to change the breads to the choices, right, that you just gave me. And he was looking at me like, duh, okay. So he grabs a whole foot long of flat bread and a whole foot long of wheat. So I said, sweetheart, listen to me. I said, now you know it's just one sandwich and it was 1 foot long. He was like, yeah. I said, okay now. I said, so that's $6. He was like, yeah. So my daughter was like, they know how I am. I'm very detailed. I'm very specific and to the point. And I treated him just like I treat my children. That's what I did. I went into mother mode, and I said, okay, so you understand what I'm saying to you. When you get to the register, I don't want you to try to ring me up for something else. I said, that's 1 foot long for $6. He was like, yeah. And I was like, so you realize that you have 2 foot longs out here? He was like, yeah. So the other guy was standing there. I was like, baby, I said, sweetheart, do you get it? Do you understand exactly what I just explained to him? He was like, I get it. And he was like trying to explain to the guy exactly what he was. So he was like, I got it. How you want the sandwich? So I was like, okay. So So I told him how the flatbread was. I told him how the wheat bread was. They had the same meat. They had everything except for, like, I eat extra mayo. I don't eat pickles. I don't eat olives. My husband eats olives. He eats pickles. So I don't eat that stuff. So we was just gonna, when they split the sandwich, you tell them how you want them made. You know, you might go, that flatbread. So he was like, wait. So the other guy was telling him, you messed up her order. You did it wrong. He was just trying to tell him, and he was like, it's $18. So my daughter was like, my daughter works at a restaurant. You know, my son worked at a restaurant. So my daughter was trying to tell him, you know, look, my mom told you what it was. When she came in, she wanted one sandwich. You inconvenienced her by not having the bread, so you was asking her which bread she wanted, and you was conveniencing her. So it was one sandwich, and she told you when you had 2 footlongs, it was just one. So you should have split it in half, both breads, which would have been one sandwich. And anyway, he was like, okay, so what, you not getting nothing for free? I said, that's why I went to college. That's why when I was 16 years old, I worked for everything that I ever wanted to take care of me and my kids. I said, that's why I've never asked nobody for nothing. I said, so I've always worked. I said, I don't want nothing for free. I got my money in my hand. I said, so bring me up. I said, if it was $18 and I came here to spend $18, I give you $18. But that's not what I came here to spend. You inconvenience me, and I'm not going to pay you for inconveniencing me. So he was like, well, what? You ain't getting that for free. So my daughter was like, look, you just ring up 2 6-inches and I paid the $13. So my daughter was like, I'll pay. I said, but it's, so she was like, Mom, just calm down. So my daughter gave him the money. I was like, you know what? I said, it's very rude how you handle this situation. You should have been more concerned about listening in the beginning than at the end getting lost. So this friend, the other guy was trying to tell him, we was going back and forth, and I was just like, he was so rude, right? So he went over to another man walked in, and he was like, how may I help you, sir? And I said, you're not even done with me. I said, so how you just gonna go to the next customer? I said, what, a manager? I said, no. I said, where's the manager? He was like, we don't have a manager. I said, it's a manager here. Where's the manager? So I asked the other little guy, where's the manager? He was like, no, she's not here. I said, okay. She was like, no, he encouraged me. He said, you can call the manager. And I said, where is the manager? And I said, she's here. That's how that happened. And I'm like, who encourages someone to call their manager about their behavior? So I'm thinking, well, this must be a franchise. His parents own it. Oh my gosh, he gonna ruin this business. So anyway, I said, yeah, I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna call the manager. And as I walked out, I apologized to the customer that walked in on it. I apologized to him and told him, you know, I apologize for going back and forth or whatever. I apologize on my behalf. He was still just taking the guy order. So after I left, babe, I got home, prayed. I said, God gonna work this out. I said, he gonna work it out. That next morning, that next afternoon, I called up there and asked for the manager. Okay, so we get to the other end of the register. The young guy that was at the other end helping him fix the sandwich seemed to be new. So I said, he was really nervous, and I was like, go ahead. I said, you can fix the sandwich, you know, the one that I was getting. Not that the other guy, you know, the guy that seemed more like he was in control. I said, I let him fix my husband's sandwich. Then I told the young girl, I said, you can fix my sandwich. He was like, I don't fix sandwiches, I play football. And I'm just thinking, sweetheart, you're at work. You know, I'm thinking to myself, you don't tell somebody like this, you are at work to fix sandwiches. You're not at work to play football. Just because that's what you love to do, you at work to make money. Why are you talking to me, telling me about you don't pick sandwiches? You a football player, and that's your goal in life, to be a football player. That is good. I'm applauding, I'm rooting, cheering you on. But today you fixing sandwiches. Can you fix my sandwich? Let's keep it moving. I still was just nice. I was like, huh. So my daughter just kind of like, Mom, you know, she wasn't feeling it when it got to the end, because she was like, it's time to ring up. So he got ready to wrap my sandwich. The other guy got ready to wrap my sandwich, the new guy that I was giving a chance. I was like, you can fix my sandwich. I don't mind. Just fix it. I'm going to give you a chance. Don't be nervous. Practice makes perfect. I'm encouraging him. He was so nervous. He was kind of like, you know, just, but I was still just like, you know, hey, I treated like my own children. I was just giving him a chance. So the other guy went down there to ring up the sandwiches. This guy hits the button. Doo, doo, doo. That'll be $18.94. I said, no, I'm so sorry. You did it wrong. I said, I told you don't get down here and act like that. I said, I explained to you exactly what the deal was, that you messed it up. And he was like, no. He put his arms up on his chest. He said $18.94, whatever. I was like, oh, really? Oh, really? I just stopped and looked at him. And I was like, I tell you what. I said, ring up this flatbread. I said, and I'm out. I said, just bring up the flatbread. So he was like, wait. So the other guy was telling him, you messed up her order. You did it wrong. He was just trying to tell him. And he was like, it's $18. So my daughter was like, my daughter works at a restaurant. You know, my son worked at a restaurant. So my daughter was trying to tell him, you know, look, my mom told you what it was. When she came in, she wanted one sandwich. You inconvenienced her by not having the bread, so you was asking her which bread she wanted, and you was conveniencing her. So it was one sandwich, and she told you when you had 2 footlongs, it was just one. So you should have split it in half, both breads, which would have been one sandwich. And anyway, he was like, okay, so what you not getting nothing for free? I said, that's why I went to college. That's why when I was 16 years old, I worked